All right, I want to make a really quick video behind the scenes for the Atmosphere Effects guys of what we do here for the night before Christmas, which is our Christmas version of our display. We normally do the Nightmare Before Christmas, which is a much bigger event. So I just wanted to make a quick video. So we actually have 5 different projectors in this house. There are a variety of brands, but we actually like to use the Sprite MediaWiz units because they autoplay. They're also triggerable, but that's a whole other story, a whole other feature that you don't really need for this type of application, but we use them for our Halloween applications so we can trigger different videos. This is a 3000 lumen Epson presentation projector. I like to use those where possible because although they're only 800 by 600, they're perfect for a window and they're super bright and super cheap. I'm in Canada, so I think it was $500 maybe for that unit. Now, the real key to making our projections look nice is these. What I did is built out of 1x2 pine, and they actually just pop out. Let me just pop this one out here. Hold on a second. There we go. Yeah, so they are just literally a 1x2 pine frame, and then I stretch a 6mm PEVA, which is a polyethylene vinyl acetate, I believe, the type of plastic, but it's a frosted shower curtain. You can use, other types of materials. And these are, I don't want to say high-end shower curtains, but nicer shower curtains. I think it's a 70 by 72 inch size. It comes in, it was like $12 or $13 from like a regular, like Sears or Walmart or whatever. Don't use the really cheap ones. I bought some dollar store shower curtains, and although they are frosted, they do not have the same level of transparency, and they kind of, make the image a little bit blurry. So anyway, what I've done is I built them to 1x2s, like I said, stretch the shower curtain over and staple all the way down, all around the sides, and then to make sure they fit nice and tight in the windows, I don't know if you can see it here, but they are foam pads. And what that does is it protects my windows, first of all, in case there's like a sharp edge or something, so I don't want them to get them scratched, the interior of the windows. But it also makes them fit nice and tight, unless you can do it really, really tight with the wood, which I probably can't because that's a really precise measuring and cutting. I just use those little felt pads to self-adhesive, and they just stick on there, and then that's it. They just stick in there. And of course I label them. So this is one of the front bedrooms, middle, left, right, and left, right, because those are the same size. So here is our upper lobby, and this is a different projector. This is probably one of the cheapest projectors I have. It's just a regular no-name brand from GearBest. I think it's only probably like 500 lumens, something like that, maybe 1,000 lumens at the most. But what I did is I build, just like the window frames, I build custom mounts for all my projectors. That way I can use them year after year, and they're really secure. Like, they're not just kind of haphazardly placed all over the house. And it's important because I've got 2 little kids, so I don't want them, grabbing the projector and throwing it over and landing downstairs. So this is on there. It's not going anywhere. And the way I build these is just with 1/2-inch plywood, and I put a hinge on them, and that allows you to, of course, adjust the projector's angle. And then you can just throw something under here if you wanted to prop it up a little bit, just in case, because you're never really going to get it right, the angle right. So it's nice to have a little bit of adjustment built in. And this is just a regular frame that hugs the banister here. Here's another one of the projectors. Again, custom mount, and it really just hangs onto this little playhouse that we have up here. So it just hooks on there, and yeah, same thing. 1/2-inch ply. This one is an Optima 3000 or 4000 lumen HD projector. You definitely don't need anything that high end. It's just kind of what I had. And there's another one of the media player units. And here is that particular screen that one projects onto. Downstairs in our kitchen, and here's another one of the custom screens. I should say, I forgot to mention it earlier, but I actually used to use temporary window frosting that you can get from like eBay, Amazon. I believe Atmosphere also has that available. But I didn't quite like it because it's static based. It's not permanent. Obviously you don't want permanent, but it just didn't sit right, and it was a real pain in the butt to put on. Whereas these frames, although they take significant time and I guess a bit of money to build, you can use them year after year, and they're perfect. They just slide right into the area. Now this one is tricky because I have actually took and modified, I cropped a part of it with just the ELF, and I loaded it onto an SD card into this little tiny little Pico projector. And I literally just built a little wood mount that hugs part of my lamp here, because I didn't want to damage anything. I don't want to drill into the walls. If you notice, all my mounts are pretty, like they hug things, they touch things without actually being attached. So they're secure. Step on the table here. It's a little Pico projector. I did the same thing here. I built a little hinge on it. Little Pico projector. I just got a little micro SD card in there, which has the projection file. And of course it's adjustable if you want to stick something into there if you needed a different angle. I actually don't recommend these Pico projectors. For this particular setup, it works okay. We don't have a lot of distance, as you can see, between the projector and the window, but these are not very bright. I think they're only like 100 or 200 lumen. They're fairly inexpensive, $100 to $200 for these things, and they've got the built-in media player. But again, because they aren't very bright, and this one in particular, this is I think an Omni something P6. It seems to only play the video for like 3 hours and then just shuts down. I don't know if it's overheating. 2 hours?
2 hours.
2 hours it plays the video. It shuts down, and then I've got to get up there on the table, turn it off, turn it back on. It's the only projector I have a problem with. All the other projectors in the house, they run as long as we need them to. So yeah, if you're going to use this type of setup, I recommend not getting one of these little Pico projectors for the brightness factor, and again, for whatever reason, like I said, it's shutting off. So I really recommend something more tailored for this application, or going with those Epson presentation projectors, which are super bright and relatively inexpensive. This is the last one on this level, which is the dining room. And for this, again, same thing, pre-built these out of the 6mm shower curtain and wood framing, and they just sit in there because they're nice and tight thanks to those felt pads. And then this one is a little tricky because I use a short throw projector in here because I don't want to put it on my dining room table, and we don't have a lot of space here, so we can actually get this massive image using a short throw projector of Santa Claus. I think it's Santa delivering presents. So we have a short throw projector, and again, another one of these MediaWiz units. I know Atmosphere does sell a solution which is much cheaper, so that's maybe something you could look into if you want to do this, or it's a projector and media player all in one. But I believe these ones, this combination, although much more expensive, does end up with a much brighter picture, because most of these projectors are 3000 plus lumen, which is how I get the nice clarity and brightness on those screens. I think that pretty much covers it. Like I said, the basics of this setup is just pre-building these 1x2 frames and wrapping the 6mm higher quality frosted shower curtain on them, stapling them, and labeling them. Oh my god, if you got multiple windows like we do and you want to use these, make sure you label them, because you can use them year after year as long as you don't need dogs or kids scratching them. They're pretty resilient, and they make awesome back projection material. As you can see, if you watch our video that actually shows the projections at night, you can see they're super clear because of the brightness of the projectors and the material we're using. All right, I hope that answers all your questions, and thanks for watching the video.